Casey and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video I wanted to talk about something that is happening around the world, and that is people are going to college. Now I know I did a back to school video a few videos ago about my 5 essential tips, but what I've noticed in watching YouTube videos the last couple weeks that there are no videos strictly pertaining to kind of what it's like to go to freshman year of college. So I thought, since I've been there twice, that I would give you guys what I learned and what I wish people told me going into my freshman year. So let's get on to the video. So I know freshman year is daunting, and I know that everyone gets a little worried about what their classes are going to be like, what their teachers are going to be like, what their roommates are going to be like, basically what life is going to be like. Because let's face it, going to college is scary, especially if you're someone like me who not only left home, but went to a different state that I had never been to. I went from a very, very, very big high school of like 4,100 kids, so 4,000 something kids. Like my graduating class was like 1,200 people. I went from a humongous high school and being a very small fish in that big pond to going to a very small liberal arts college outside of Fort Lauderdale where there was only about 2,000 kids in the entire school. So I went from 4,000 kids to half that in the entire school, not just my class. Like half of my my graduating class made up like 85% of my college population. So it was a really big difference, as well as the fact that I went from being in a very big, busy high school where academics were extremely important and sports were extremely important, to kind of going to school in a very, I would say, sleepy surf town. We were right by the beach. A lot of kids skateboarded or longboarded to school, then would go surfing or just go to the beach after. So like I went from a pretty busy life to going to a very sleepy beach town, and it was great and I loved it. But there are some few things that I realized going into it that I wish I had known then to make it easier. First thing is packing. You don't need to pack up your whole life, because for me, like, I came home most breaks and most holidays, so like I literally think I packed like 7 suitcases to go to college, and I had an entire suitcase dedicated to movies. Like, I didn't need it. You don't need to overpack, because anything you need, you can most likely buy where you're going, and if you really need something, you can always have it sent to you from home, or when you go home for Thanksgiving or Christmas, you can always bring it back. So definitely don't overpack. You won't have space. College dorm rooms are tiny, and you definitely won't have any room for it. Second tip, buy your school bedding at where you're going. Like, unless you're just driving there, then buy it beforehand, that's fine. But for someone like me, I bought my bedding here in Chicago, and then traveled with it to Florida, which was dumb, because that took up a whole suitcase of itself, between the sheets, the pillowcases, the quilt, the comforter for winter months, and like an extra set of everything, basically, because you're going to want to change your sheets every once in a while they get cleaned or whatever. Buy all that stuff there if you can. Like I said, unless you're driving, if you're just driving like an hour or two, then fine, buy it beforehand and pack it in your car, whatever. But for someone like me who literally had to take a 3.5-hour flight to where they're going to school, there's Targets all over the country, there's Walmarts all over the country, and there's Bed Bath & Beyonds all over the country. So my guessing is you can find a place to buy sheets and quilts and blankets and any bedroom stuff you'll need. The third thing, which is pertaining kind of to that last one, was school supplies. Don't buy your school supplies beforehand. It just takes up space in your suitcases, and honestly, like, you might not even need a book. Your teacher or a notebook, your teacher might give you handouts. Like, I had teachers who basically gave us handouts on the chapters, so like taking notes didn't matter, so I didn't need a notebook or really a folder for that class. I just kept everything in a binder. So wait until you get down there and you kind of get a feel for everything, because like I said, there's Targets everywhere, there's Walmarts everywhere, and there's school supply stores everywhere, and there's dollar stores everywhere. So if you can, like, hold off on buying books and notebooks and folders and binders because you might not need them. And wait to buy your textbooks until at least a week into the class. If you need to kind of tell your teacher that you've ordered it, fine. Because I definitely wasted money on books, like semesters worth of books, where we maybe literally cracked the book open one time. And if there's someone in the class that was a sucker and bought that book, just ask to borrow it and Xerox that chapter. Or you could do what my friend did, and he would buy the books, Xerox them over the course of a week, and then return them. Or, you know, Amazon has this really cool thing where you can, like, rent school books, and it's at a discounted rate. I think it's like $20 a book or whatever, and you get it for the semester, and then all you do, they send it to you, and they send you the return label. So all you do is when you're done with that, it tells you the day you have to send it out by, or the day that they should have it by, and all you do is you go to like a UPS or any place that you can mail stuff, and just have them box it and put the label on and send it back, and then you usually get a confirmation email when they've received it or something that says that you sent it out, so if there's any issues you can have that as a reference, because otherwise you get stuck paying the full price of the book. 4. Roommates. The dreaded roommates. Now, my freshman year roommate was really cool, so shout outs to you if you're watching. Probably not, but still shout out to you because you were awesome. My sophomore roommates were really nice girls. I lived in a triple, which is always awkward. If you get stuck in a triple, ask to be put in a double or a single, because triple occupancy in dorm rooms is really awkward, especially if you're stuck with people who are already friends like I was and are partiers. And I am not a partier, I am a homebody. I am a freaking antisocial person. This is what I like to do, sit in my apartment and watch TV, and like, I have a really good, like, 10-person group of friends, like a core group of friends who, like, I absolutely love and would do anything for, and made my college life amazing. But they, like, we like to, like, go have dinner or go to a friend's house and cook dinner. We like to go see movies, or we'd like to go mini golfing, or we'd like to go to do go-karts. Like, none of us were big, like, party drinking. Not that we didn't. But, I mean, because we obviously did. I mean, we went to parties, went to clubs, especially on everyone's 21st birthday. But it's not something we did every night of the week. And my roommates would come home, literally get so drunk, they would piss on our carpet. So, yeah. So, if you are a freshman and you have a roommate, make sure that it's a freshman roommate. Because my freshman year, my roommate was a sophomore and came about 2 weeks after I had gotten there. Because you have, like, a week of orientation. And she had something where she missed the first few days of school, so she literally got like a week and a half or 2 weeks after me. So literally, like, I was in my room alone. And if you have a roommate that's a freshman, it's just a lot easier. But some things you can do is you can if they live in the U.S., you can especially if they live near you, you can maybe arrange a meeting if they live near you. If they don't, you can do phone call, email, Skype, FaceTime, anything just to kind of get a conversation, talk to the person, get an idea of what they're going to be like. See if you guys have any common anything, and I found that just really helped. And I did that each time basically. And like I said, the girls who were partiers were so sweet. They were the sweetest girls, and we got along great. I just didn't like getting woken up at 4 in the morning to people coming in my room and turning on TV and lights and stereos and them being pissed ass drunk. But they were lovely girls, and we did go out to movies, and we did go out to eat together, and we did do stuff together. It was great. They just partied a lot, and I was not meant for that life. So if you can arrange some type of phone conversation with your incoming roommate, just to kind of maybe clear some ground rules, figure out what you're bringing, what they're bringing, because if they have a mini fridge, you don't want to bring a mini fridge. If they have a TV, you don't want to buy a TV because then you have 2 TVs, and you really can only use one. So, yeah, just have a conversation. Number 5, classes. Now, for me, I felt my freshman year of college was super easy, and my advisor, who is a legend, both my advisors are legends. My advisor was a legend. Basically, at the end of freshman year, I was ready to be done. Like, I wanted to leave. I wanted to not do college anymore, because I didn't feel like it was I didn't feel like it was harder. It wasn't challenging me. And for someone who really wasn't that challenged in high school either, like, I wanted to be challenged. And she basically asked me, she sat me down and said, listen, are you not challenged, or do you just think that you were really well prepared for college from your high school? And upon reflecting, I think my high school just did a really good job preparing me for college, and I hated my high school. Like, with a passion. I hated my high school. I didn't hate the teachers. I didn't hate the actual high school. My high school was very cliquey. My high school was what Mean Girls was based off of. True story. True story. It actually is. Like, my high school was based off, like, my Mean Girls was based off an experience that someone had in my high school. Loosely, but yeah. So basically, it was just the clickiness, the girls, the constant drama. And at the end of reflecting, I just realized I was really well prepared. And she promised if I stuck with it, it would get harder, and it did. And it really, really did. And I enjoyed it immensely, and I excelled and thrived, and I was really excited by the end of my sophomore, going into my junior year. 6, teachers. You're going to have teachers you love, and you're going to have teachers you hate. The difference is in college, it's a big deal. Like, these classes could potentially affect jobs, master's programs, doctorate programs, like PhD stuff, like all of that. So even if you hate a class and you want to blow it off, you gotta take it with the same level as your other classes that you love. Now, I hate math. I hate math. I don't do math well. But I had to work my ass off in order to do math the same as I was my English and my history, because I love both those classes. And same with public speaking. Public speaking terrified me, but I worked 10 times harder to keep that grade up than I did for my Egyptian art class, because I thoroughly enjoyed it and enjoyed it, so therefore it didn't feel like work. But you gotta take your classes as the same kind of rate as all your others. They gotta be weighted the same in your mind, because otherwise things are gonna slip, and that's, I mean, I watched it happen to my friends who didn't like class, and they just wouldn't go. Because they didn't want to go. They would do the homework, but by the end of the semester, they had missed half of it, so therefore they had like a D. Because, like, they weren't there for group discussions, they weren't there for kind of pop things and pop quizzes and like, you know, in-class assignments that you could do for extra work, and they weren't there to participate in conversations. And college is big on participation. Like, they want you to be there. So, yeah. Number 7, friends. Now, like high school, there are going to be friends that you love, and there are going to be people that you don't like, and that's fine. So my advice is meet some people, join a club, join a group, just to meet people. And once you kind of meet people, you can branch off and do whatever you want. But just to kind of get out there and meet people the first day, like, join a group, join a club, join a frat or sorority. Wouldn't recommend that, but do it to meet people if you want to. And then from there, once you meet people, like, you'll meet people through them. Like, I met my friend Nikki. My first day of classes freshman year, I met her, and through her I met my friend Daniela, and I met my friend Mark and Daniel, and then from them I met, you know, like the other girl Casey I knew, and Anya, and a lot of other people, and I met my best friend Melissa through my friend Nikki. So from there, it kind of like sparks, I guess. Because, like, everyone has friends, so, like, if you meet a friend, you're going to eventually meet their other friends to a certain extent, and it was just really nice because, like, by the end of it, I had a really good core group of friends who we absolutely had a blast and had many good times and many good weekends and many good trips. So, yeah. Number 8, everyone is in the same boat as you. It's hard to keep that in here and in here, but remember that every single freshman in your college is in the same boat as you. They're leaving home, they're in a new school, they're living with people that they didn't necessarily know, they're meeting people they didn't know, they're, you know, like me, these are people who potentially traveled from other states and are in a completely different state and don't know anything about the area. So just remember that everyone is in the same boat as you, and you are not alone. College can be very lonely if you get in that mentality. I spent the first month of college sat in my dorm room ordering Domino's. Yeah, because I didn't want to go out and eat by myself in the caf or be that person who kind of looked like they were a loner. So I ended up becoming a loner. And then eventually, like I said, I met people and it was awesome and we had great times. But just remember that everyone is there, everyone is in the same boat as you, everyone is experiencing the same feelings, the same anxieties, and you're not alone. And if you keep that in mind, it'll be easier than thinking that you are alone. And because you're not. I mean, like, like 600 people potentially are literally in the same boat. And I said that a million times, but they are. They're doing the same thing as you are. They're leaving home, they're starting college, they're meeting new friends, they're taking new classes, they're in a different state or a different place potentially. Some of them a different country, because a lot of the kids in my school are not from here. They're from like Central America, and we had a lot of kids from like South Africa and Australia. So like there are people who potentially are coming further than you are in different continents and different countries. So just keep that in mind and know that you are not alone, and that your counselors are there to help you, your advisors are there to help you, and your teachers are definitely there to help you. And college teachers are much different than high school teachers. They're way more about you as the student and not so much about just like the class. Like they care about you. And yeah, so just keep that in mind. And have a great freshman year, and I hope this helped. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe down below. And keep a lookout, because next week there will be another magical video coming. That might be a continuation on a series I'm working on. So have a great Labor Day, and have a safe one, and see you next time. Bye!